Well, welcome everybody. I'm Khalil. This is Life Choice Health and Wealth.
This is Charles. I'm Eric.
Hello, this is Coco.
All right, y'all. So, how was everybody's week? It's getting worse and worse on my end. How's everybody's week been?
It was pretty good. I mean, I've been quarantined, but I'm good.
Who's been quarantined? Oh, this is Charles. Charles is currently quarantined in Alaska right now. So we're waiting on his vaccines to come in. Eric, what about you?
Man, I've been working hard to keep people safe. I guess I've been considered to be an essential employee. So I myself have been just very, very, very busy the last 3-4 days and working long hours and trying to keep people safe and keep them quarantined. So every day, I am exposed, quite possibly exposed to it. But the health department came and took a temperature,
okay,
and everybody's fine. We had a couple cases where people were running fevers, so quarantined them, and they came and took them out of the building. We've had to transfer from all of our clients from one building to another, which was kind of probably about 70-80 people, so we had to get motor coaches and everything and transfer them. We've moved all of our medical supplies. We've got a lot of, nurses and stuff like that around, and a lot of people donating food and such. Very, very kind people, man.
Okay.
So it's been a kind of a crazy, brief.
So everyone that's listening to this episode of Life Choice Health and Wealth, I just want you to know, I'm the producer, Darius, and I just want you to know that we have a few people quarantined. That's what that sound is.
Yeah.
So
if they sound like they're talking from the county jail, they're not. Everybody is, accounted for. But I want to get to Coco. I want to get to the queen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not Coco the comedian. This is our Coco at Life Choice Health and Wealth. So, Coco, how was your week?
My week was great. I've been off of work, so I have showered just to put on new pajamas. It's been a great week.
Way to utilize your water, okay? If this was China right now, you'd be using cold water until 8 p.m.
Well, that's all right. As long as I can wash, I'm good.
So we're taking this quarantine and the 15 days slow to spread serious, people. That's why we all trying to keep, practice what we preaching. We're kind of showing you that even the team here is pretty much quarantined and everything. So, this is dramatic, and we all should be together next week again. Because if anybody has COVID, they will definitely be in the hospital by Wednesday. Okay.
If nobody dies off from Life Choice Health and Wealth this week, knock on wood, hopefully that doesn't happen. Listen, everybody, I got all your remedies you need. Trust me. I hate to say this. So, Coco, listen up, Starbucks.
Hold on.
Listen up, Starbucks. We're gonna need some type of sponsorship from you guys, okay? Coco is your number one fan. Period. Okay? This is a true story. I went to 4 different locations today. Starbucks is closed temporarily.
What the what?
Yeah.
Not by my house.
So look, guess what I had to do, audience? I had to make them some of my delicious smoothies that
Burning my chest right now.
Oh.
Burning my chest right now.
Absolutely delicious smoothies that I made for the team today. Darius, how's yours?
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, you like the blood red like content?
It's pretty elderly.
Yeah. Pretty elderly.
Elderly? Wow.
Yeah.
Meaning is
Does it have honey in it?
meaning it's good. It's very good, but this definitely tastes like something my grandma would have said. Hey, you gotta get your vitamins in. Get those vitamins in you.
Mm-hmm.
So
You gotta let me make it, man. Mine be good.
Man,
his is
mine,
awesome.
Listen,
His is
yours,
awesome. It's
I
really
promise
good,
you,
but-
mine has everything that you need to walk through or sleep next to somebody with the COVID-19 right now. You'll be
I'm not
fine.
trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny.
it's good though.
From the look of it,
Yeah.
it looks like you have everything in the kitchen. in
Well,
it.
well, listen.
And like I said, I'm drinking it because you provided it, and it does taste good.
Well,
But it's burning my chest.
Yeah, well,
So I don't know
working.
what that is.
I mean, it's
It's
working.
working.
Yeah, I mean, it's working. You might have had you might have been compromised, but now I just fixed you, okay? You can thank me later.
Well, I'm talking to my friend who's also drinking one, and she's some other things that are happening.
Some of the Life Choice Health and Wealth employees, I made some too, and they're currently in the bathroom. But hey, they're gonna feel better later on. Now look, I want to get on a serious note, and we may all have taken this thing a little light. I would say, right?
Yeah.
I think all of us took this thing. I think all of us took this light.
I wouldn't say that. I would say that we understood from the beginning that this thing could be very serious, but the gravity of it continues to deepen, and so, I mean, we're losing a lot of people,
And
it is very serious, and we're seeing just how serious it is.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that we thought that it was a hoax, entirely or anything like that, or and at the same time, hey, governments the world over, there is a such thing as chemical warfare. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes the source of or why or how something like this just takes off or it just comes from out of nowhere. Sometimes it's exactly what it is. It truly is a virus. Other times people engage in chemical warfare. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes there's a difficulty just knowing how something started.
So I'm gonna say this.
That's one of the things we spoke on. Was about
I
this.
think I agree with you, Eric, in a sense. But I mean, if we all look at the mindset again, I think the mind controls the body, and Khalil can attest to this. If you're fed things and you see things and you mentally put yourself in a space where you constantly every day, there's nothing positive that's talked about this thing, nothing at all, other than quarantine yourself for 14 days. Okay, on the 15th day, what I do? Okay, while I'm in quarantine, what do I do? So I think when you have a society as a whole that focuses in on just the bad part of what COVID-19 is doing to everybody, they're not offering any advice as to how we should take care of ourselves while we're in quarantine. 1, 2, they're not talking about all the people that have went through quarantine and have successfully beat the virus.
That's what. Yes, I agree.
So
100%.
So again, when you turn on CNN and you turn on Fox News, it's like, oh, we got, I don't know the exact number, but we got so many cases, we got so many people dying. Okay, at what point are we going to focus on something positive? What can we do to maintain a healthy lifestyle? What should we be eating in quarantine? What should we be doing? Should we exercise?
Well, Chucky, I'm gonna say this. And I'm going to give you the answer to why they're not giving you, or why they're not giving us as the American people, those questions that you want answered. Now, just this week, 6 days, we talked to you all 6 days ago. And I want to get serious. I'm always serious, but I would like to give our condolences, Life Choice Health and Wealth, to the families of Kevin Scooby Prophet, to the Pry family, one of the first responders, to Mr. Christian Kane, Commanding Officer John Purnell for Detroit Police Department, Commanding Officer retiree Donna Faye Collins for Wayne County Sheriffs. These are people that have all succumbed to COVID-19 in a matter of 6 days. I know personally some of these men, and I knew them very well. I have a very old friend of mine that is currently hospitalized due to COVID-19. This is a very, very, very serious pandemic. And I started out saying that, maybe we all took this a little light. But we send our condolences to the families of these people, or anybody in the state of Michigan or around the world, the United States. We're going to send our condolences because this is a serious thing. And I'm thinking, so you got the president, right? You got Dr. Fauci, right?
Yep.
America has a meal plan, right?
A who?
A meal plan. America, we have a meal plan, right?
A meal plan.
A meal plan.
Like food?
Who trained you how to eat 3 meals a day?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Huh? Eggs, bacon, you have your meat, your dairy, right?
Yep.
Right? You have a juice, an orange juice. Who trained you to do that?
Mom and dad, right?
No. Who trained them to do that? America.
Right.
Right? We were all kids. When we went to school, we had a meal plan in school, right? You ate, twice a day, maybe 3 times a day. You got to school early. You had lunch. You had at least breakfast and lunch, right?
Right.
And you had a snack, right?
Right.
That's a dietitian, right? If I'm not mistaken, a dietitian creates a meal plan, right?
Right.
Right. So let me ask you all this. Why is there not a dietitian standing behind Dr. Fauci? Why is there not an herbalist standing behind Dr. Fauci? Because Doc is telling you, everybody knows pretty much right now what COVID-19 does. Gets into your respiratory and it basically kills you. Yeah, you build up mucus and you die. It multiplies. We all know that, right? So while we're giving all of these gigantic numbers because we're glued to these major news channels who are not telling you guys anything outside but to sit your ass in a house for 15 days. That's all they're telling you. My brother Chuck just said they just got you sitting in the house for 15 days. They've not brought a dietitian. Now you can't tell me this is the greatest country in the world, in the whole galaxy. You can't tell me, why don't they have a dietitian? Somebody as simple as a dietitian and someone as simple as an herbalist to be behind our president, Dr. Fauci. And after Dr. Fauci says, okay, this epidemic is going to kill you. It's going to kill a lot of people, right? We're working on a vaccine. Why is there not a dietitian to say, all right, America, listen, we need to stop eating these mucus producing meats and dairies right now. Why won't somebody come and accept that role? Why can't we have an herbalist say, okay, thanks, Mr. Dietitian or Mrs. Dietitian. Now, these are the vitamins. These are the nutrients and enzymes that you should consume right now to keep your immunity at an all-time high.
I'm gonna tell you why they're not doing that.
Yeah, and before Coco goes straight into it, I want to say it's the same reason why we take the pandemic in 1918 that had 1.8 billion people on the planet, and right now, 100 years later, we have 7.8 billion people on the planet, and no one wants to be accountable for that 6 billion, like in 100 years.
Yeah.
Like, really, is that necessary? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Right. Most of those people are being birthed into some of the most destitute situations. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not in the forest, not in Congo forest where you can eat off the nature, but it's literally from people that have no modern plumbing system and anything like that. and they kind of birthed 6 billion people into the world. And what are the scientists doing? Are they doing the process of elimination?
I think so, because listen, all I'm doing is telling you this: go home. Now, if I'm telling you to go home, listen, everybody, we're in Michigan right now. The goddamn hospitals is like hotels on the weekend. They fill to capacity. Okay, you can't go to the hospital. They're looking you over, literally. They're literally looking you over at the hospital. Your temperature's at an all-time high. They're giving you some albuterol and some pain medication and telling you to go home for 15 days. Now, this was going to happen, America. Listen up. We're going to go and we're going to quarantine ourselves for 15 days. Some of y'all ain't going to come out your house. This is, and this is just my opinion. My team might not agree with me. This is process of elimination because they're not giving you cure. Meanwhile, just pay attention because you're sitting at home and you're watching that TV, you're watching that dummy tube, and they ain't telling you how to fix yourself. You want to know why? Because an herb or a vitamin is not FDA approved. They can't make money off of that.
That's what I was going to say. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Okay? This
agriculture, if you tell people...
framework is not predicated on Eastern philosophy or the way that, you really should be eating. You know what I'm saying? So, Western medicine, Eastern medicine is different.
If you tell people, if you think about this though, you tell people to sit at home for 15 days.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get up there and tell them, you shouldn't eat. You gave us a list of things you shouldn't eat. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't eat red meat. You shouldn't eat cheese. You shouldn't eat dairy. You shouldn't eat this. You shouldn't eat that.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that's in their refrigerator.
Okay.
So
take it out.
Okay, and I get that. I understand that. But what that's doing is killing a whole nother industry that we heavily rely on to keep our economy going.
Like
you got farmers that lobby to make sure that their voice is heard on a weekly, daily basis.
Okay.
Selling milk and cheese
for selling
and
milk
like that.
and meat and all of that other stuff and any other thing that they can produce that their products help produce. So you get on TV and you got a dietitian and you get an herbalist up there to say, look, this is what you need to do. You need to stay away from these foods. So I done already ran to the grocery store and bought all the meat that's there.
Right.
I done bought all of the meat that's there.
Right.
I done bought everything. I done bought all of the dairy that's there.
That's your fault.
Okay, but then so now you get on TV because like you said, I'm sitting in front of this dummy tube for 15 days, and now you telling me throw all that shit away?
Yeah.
No. Hell no, I ain't.
Listen. So wait. So you'll rather stuff your damn face with these mucus building products, okay? Just building all this excess mucus in your body in a time of COVID. Feeds off of mucus.
You go off of history. I've been eating this.
Okay.
And ain't nothing wrong with me. So you're gonna keep eating it.
Hold on, Chuck. Go ahead, Chuck.
Okay. I agree. What I was saying is, I wanted to kind of piggyback off what Coco said, is that when this pandemic started, I'm sorry, not epidemic, pandemic, when you went to the store, what was gone? Dairy and meat.
Yeah.
You couldn't find no meat. Now, you go to the fresh, which we talked about this on a previous show, the outside of the store, the market, you go to the fresh goods, there's plenty of vegetables there, apples and oranges, and nobody messes with that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like Coco said, you go home and you look at that TV. So now, again, people don't want to hear this. People do not want to hear this. And here at Life Choice Health and Wealth, not only do we condition the body, we want to condition your mind. And Khalil can attest to this. We have had thousands of conversations about the mental aspect. Me and Eric have had thousands of conversations about your mind. How to get your mind ready when you work out. What are you doing with your mind? You go to that dummy tube and you watch CNN and you watch Fox for 6 hours and you put yourself in depression. Meanwhile, you go downstairs, fry you some chicken, some steak, and you just live life. Well, I'm here now. I'm just going to eat what I got. I might as well eat this. Instead of listening to our podcast, Life Choice Health and Wealth, which is going to give you direction and things that you need to do to create not only a healthy lifestyle mentally, but a healthy lifestyle with the things that you eat and how you carry on your life on a day-to-day basis.
That's a good point.
Get off that TV. Stop listening to, because media has an agenda. They have an agenda that they're pushing.
Yep.
We have an agenda that we're pushing, but we're trying to give you information that you that you don't get arbitrarily from mainstream media.
And you won't get it. You won't get it. There's no money in that. There's no money in telling me what's going to sustain your life. There's no money in telling me anything that's going to do something that's going to help me live longer amongst this. I want to feed to your fear. I want to feed to what you're going through. So you know what? So and that's what's happening right now. People are scared. So you done told people to stay in the house for 15 days, and with, like you said, with no further direction. What do I do on day 16? What do I do on day 21?
So that the people understand why we even saying this, okay? So as far as this is a virus that affects your lungs, and after it crystallizes and shuts down your lungs, closes up your bronchial airways, you go into cardiac arrest, okay? So as far as your lungs are concerned, you know, when you're eating these cheese and dairy, these things causes for your body to produce more mucus than it should. Mucus already produces in your body, period, anyway, right? To cushion your joints. It's a fluid. It's naturally in your body. So when you eat meat, dairy, and cheese, right, especially red meat, this mucus overly produces in your body. And that's a problem. That's a problem for you, especially during the time like right now, you know what I'm saying? Or if you have asthma, COPD, or whatever. So you have these things, you eat red meat, cheese, dairy, whatever.
And what is COPD for listeners that don't know what that is?
Okay, so COPD is chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder, right? And it has several different causes. Smoking is really like one of the main causes of it, you know, but it also can come from pesticides.
Comes from eating.
Nail polish removal, carbon monoxide, you know what I'm saying? Just a lot of different chemicals and exposure to toxic chemicals, industrial chemicals, silica dust, for guys that do sandblasting, you know, and or coal dust, you know, after working in the mines, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of different things that causes COPD, you know.
See, I want to hold on, Eric. COPD, and those are all facts. But COPD, from our standpoint, it comes from the food that you're digesting every day. You get heart disease. You get diabetes from the foods that you consume every day. Now, this is a fact. Yes, you walk outside of your house, you're consuming over 700,000 toxins per day. Every time you walk out of your house, you got toxins in your house right now that you inhale every day, right? But from the standpoint of eating, you eat yourself into these situations. You eat yourself. It's nothing hereditary. And I hate these white coats that actually say this is hereditary. Diabetes is not fucking hereditary. Diabetes is because you're consuming too much sugar. Somebody, whether your mama, your daddy, you being a baby, you coming out like that, it's because of the diet. It's hereditary is genetics. Your skin tone, the way your hair curls or doesn't curl or straight. Okay? That's genetics. Has nothing to do with the science of food.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask this. I just want to ask the question then, because if we're saying that, like you said, your skin tone and the curl of your hair, the color of your eyes, all that other stuff, that's built into your makeup.
Right.
So if you have a mother and a father that are eating poorly, aren't you going to be genetically or predisposed to these? No,
you are culturally pre-exposed to that. That's your culture. We all come from a culture now, a culture of doing things. That's your culture. So if your mom and your grandma and her mama and her grandma, they all ate that same whatever it is, you grow into that. Culturally, you grow into that. There's nothing genetic about that. You can alter that. I come from a family of...
So that's my point. That what you just said, you can alter that.
Right.
But I'm saying is that you're genetically, it's built into your DNA. It's built into who you are.
It's just your culture.
So let me finish.
Okay.
So it's built into you, but you can alter that by doing something different. I don't have to follow what my mom and all of those folks did.
Exactly.
I can change that in myself, and I can make that different in anybody that I bring along with me.
Exactly.
But if that's what you know, then that's what you know. Mm-hmm. And right now you have to deal with what you have right now.
And the theme of this episode is called COVID-19 Part 4, The Hard Truths. Because everything that they're talking about, Khalil, Eric, Charles, Coco is talking about, is to give you the hard truths. We have to make sense of 1918 to 2020 and how is our body reacting to COVID-19 and why. So it's a lot of conversation is in the life choice, health and wealth, but it's some life choices that citizens and governments have made over the last 100 years that make it where somebody could possibly use a chemical warfare tool like the COVID-19 and really make us kind of say, oh, we got to stay home.
Yeah.
Let's shut America down.
Yeah. Okay. But what's the end game of this? What's the end game? Look, man, it's a lot of non-believers. I come from an old Southern family. Mm-hmm. Y'all understand? And y'all, and I'm talking directly to these people. Y'all about to get pissed off. You can't pray your way out of this shit. Mm-hmm. Okay, y'all? Y'all hear? I hope y'all hear me. Mm-hmm. Pastors, whoever, shamans, you can't pray your way out of this shit. You can't wish your way. You can't talk your way out of this. Okay? This is a real deal. You can't pay your way out of this. Stop talking about these goddamn celebrities and these goddamn ball players who have millions of dollars. They're getting on this internet and they're saying, hey, I got the coronavirus. But guess what? Poor people, and I'm including myself, y'all ain't got their money. Y'all don't have their doctors that's standing behind them, that's quarantining their family. Y'all don't have their chefs. Y'all don't have their dietitians or their herbalists. Y'all don't have that kind of money. Mm-hmm. So you can't compare. Listen, TK Kirkland always say you got to qualify. A lot of us don't qualify. So stop putting yourself in a shoe that don't fit. You're not a celebrity. If you don't got millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars, y'all need to be listening to Life Choice Health and Wealth in regards to getting your situation in order. Yeah. So I'm saying this, y'all. Look, the coronavirus is not racist. It's not biased. It don't care if you're African, European. Don't care if you're Indian, Arabic. Okay. It don't care if you're Asian. It don't care what hood you from, what barrio you from. Right. It don't care what province you from. The COVID-19 is the new apex predator, man. And it's moving at Mach speed. It's here. I done lost 5 people that I personally know in a fucking week. That I personally know. That they sent home with pain medication. Right?
Well, I mean, I think we've already covered that, and we've already talked about it without it being an actual treatment regimen for it. They're gonna send you home. I understand everything that you're saying. It makes perfect sense. But they're treating you symptomatically. So they're treating you for, if you have a respiratory issue, that's the person on the ventilator and doing all of that. If you're not there, then they're, okay, look, we're going to treat you for aches and pains. So they're going to give you something to control your fever. They're going to give you something to help with pain and all of that other stuff. But I guess the question that I'm trying to ask is, what is it that you want? What is the expectation?
The expectation that I want, or the expectation that the people want? The people think like you. The people want to go to White Coat and say, "Oh, White Coat, please tell me what to do." Well, I'm not saying you per se think like that, but the majority of people think like that. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something right now. I bet you this, and I don't know none of them brothers and sisters over there that's part of the Savvy family. I bet you they chilling, they laughing. I know healers, I know herbalists, white and black, that ain't worried about this shit right now, right? But then I know more people that's like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna live in my house forever. I'm just gonna order my food from Amazon and Walmart, right? Think, reorganize your mind. Think outside the box.
Okay, and that's what I'm saying, Khalil. Everybody not capable of thinking, having a strong mindset about it. And it's just like we talked about before, going in with the mind. You have to have a mindset about working out. You have to have a mindset about before you put anything into action. You have to get your mind together and wrap your mind around it. You know what I'm saying? Wrap your mind around it and put yourself in a situation where you can, gear yourself towards even thinking outside the box. But many people are not willing to. A lot of people are not willing to think outside the box, and they're not willing to change their lifestyle. And so that's a big part of it. I mean, we created, came about Life Choice Health and Wealth because of that very reason, because we wanted to help people create a mindset of thinking outside the box. You know, like you used to tell me, it's like, Chuck, you right here on this and here, you need to be out here. I'm out here. See, I know how you think, Khalil. You have a strong mind and a different mindset about them. And everybody's not strong like that. They just go with the flow. And so there are other options, people. Here at Life Choice Health Wealth, we tell you, there are other options. There are resources out here that you can, instead of going to the doctor, there are other things you can do. Not condoning you going to the doctor, but there are other things you can do. Just try them. Try them. You didn't get in this situation in one day, in 24 hours. It took you a while to gain weight. Your lifestyle of eating habits and things of that nature. Maybe that was one of the things that got you to where you are, to get sick. But there are ways out of it, but you have to make the change. One thing I want to say, that my dad told me, I went over to his house, and I told Khalil this. So we sitting there talking, he was like, yeah. He came out. Now, this is before all this even started. I'm sitting in there. He said, I've been eating vegetables. He said, I eat this every day. So he walks out. I'm sitting in the living room. He walks out with a big tub of garlic, raw garlic. He said, I have 2 or 3 cloves of this every day. Along with, I cut up raw vegetables, and I eat it. This is all you need. And you know what he told me? He said, everything that tastes good is not good for you. Get your mind out of that. Everything that tastes good is not good for you. You got to change the way you eat in order to live a better life.
Chuck, guess who ain't worried about COVID-19 in your family? Big Chuck. I know he ain't. You want to know why? And he ain't no herbalist, and he ain't no dietitian, but he knows through the foods that he consume on a daily basis, he eat raw foods all day long. That man look good to be. How old is Big Chuck?
72.
Not only does he look good, he eat clean. Mm-hmm. He eats clean. And he practiced that. He don't care if he know you know, he gonna tell you, hey man, you need to eat your onion a day. You need to stuff a fistful of garlic down your face every day raw. He gonna talk to you just like that. You need to eat your salad. You need to do that. He ain't eating the tomahawk steaks. You know what I'm saying? It's some people that's not worried about this thing. But the people that's in a panic, if you in a panic, listen to what we're telling you. Hit a health store. Start talking to those people in them health stores. Start researching some of this stuff. Or what's good for lung conditions. What's good for throat issues. What's good for digestive issues. What's a great immunity booster. Listen, this is on you. Now look, y'all got 15 days to think about it. Some of y'all.
Well, actually, we probably got about 7 more days to think about it.
Oh no, this ain't.
If we started our quarantine when we were supposed to,
Coco, this is not going to be over in.
I'm far from believing that it's going to be over in.
She gonna come back and say, "Hey, everybody,
let me finish. I'm far from believing that any of this is going to be over in 15 days or 7 days, 21 days. We are years away from this being under control. So, because it's not going to be eradicated by the end of the year. So this is something we will have to live with, this strand of the coronavirus for the rest of our natural lives.
But Coco, you know the truth.
I do know the truth.
But we talking to people that scratching their head. Yep. We talking to people that really think this is going to be over in a week.
Well, I mean, and that's something. I mean, but if you pay attention to all of the news outlets that's out there, they're telling you it's not going to be over in a week. They're telling you what to do to slow a spread, as we've already said. That's all they're telling you.
And what they're telling you to do to slow the spread is to kind of stay home, stay quarantined, and everything like that.
And that's if you're healthy. That's if you're healthy. Without any symptoms of coronavirus, COVID-19.
That's if you're sick too.
Yeah,
there's something different.
What I want everybody to understand is Life Choice Health and Wealth. We're not telling you to put in your head that you're never going to get that triple cheeseburger again.
No, we're not saying that.
No, we're not saying that.
You got to put that on hold.
We're saying just put it on hold, or at least make it 10% of your consumption in the next 2 to 3 months.
Exactly.
And that's the guidance of all the exercise routines that Eric is going to tell you, and eating habits, and doing yoga that Charles will kind of give you, and then the mindset herbalist ideas that Khalil would give you, and then Coco will ride you through the finance situation of how to be better and minded about winning. You know what I mean? So I just want you guys to understand, the listeners at home, that these guys are letting you know what your mindset needs to be for the next 6 months. That's why it's the hard truths. Because they can't lie to you. They can't dodge around it. They cannot really bowl the last 3 weeks to the last 100 years to let you know, hey, we got to be a little bit more accountable. What is the life choices that we made for our health and wealth?
That's so true. That's so true. And
hard truth.
the hard truth.
Top age of Donald Trump was briefed by the Obama administration upon them exiting. You know, kind of.
Repeat that again, because that was it was a lot of controversial in that comment. So we need you to be very clear about what you're saying. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I'll just read the first couple little paragraphs, first sentences. 7 days before Donald Trump took office, his aides faced a major test. The rapid global spread of a dangerous virus in cities like London and Seoul. One serious enough that some countries were imposing travel bans. In a sober briefing, Trump's incoming team learned that the disease was an emerging pandemic, a strand of novel influenza known as H9N2, and that health systems were crashing in Asia, overwhelmed by the demand. Health officials warned that this could become the worst influenza pandemic since 1918. Trump's aides were told. Soon, they heard cases were popping up in California and Texas. Okay, the briefing was intended to hammer home a new terrifying reality facing the Trump administration and the incoming president's responsibility to protect Americans amid a crisis. But unlike the coronavirus pandemic currently ravaging the globe, this 2017 crisis didn't really happen. It was among a handful of scenarios presented to Trump's top aides as part of a legally required transition exercise with members of the outgoing administration of Barack Obama.
Okay, now what fake news? Sorry. What article is that from?
Political. This is
come on.
I should have known.
Hey, listen, man.
I told you to send everything over to us, man. Please send it over to us. Please send that.
Don't send that trash over here.
Yes, you do.
Look,
Yes, you do.
Look, man.
Send it over. Send it over. I gotta see it. I gotta read it. I gotta know
Let
what.
him vet it.
I gotta know what hack wrote it. I gotta know.
Let him vet
It's
it.
not your fault. I'm glad you brought that up, though. It's pretty good. It's scary. Yeah, huh? It's like the Bin Laden. Clinton had him in his sight, and Clinton didn't want to kill 200 people.
You know what this sounds like? You know what this sounds like? And this.
Please send that over. Please send that over.
Yeah.
This sounds like this. This
Hold
sounds
on a
like
second. Eric gotta respond. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? And every administration
man.
will brief on different things.
Eric, I just threw my pen
I
across
totally
the room.
agree. I totally agree, Eric. I'm not Eric. I have to vet what they read.
But in our country, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it happens. You know what I'm saying? So,
But here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. Okay, Khalil has thrown like 3 pins now.
I'm walking out of here. I'm getting out of here.
If he had hair, it would be like jumping off his head right now. So here's the thing. You cannot, and I'm not saying that there isn't something to what you read. There might have been something at one point to what you read. Now, when you read stuff like that, you be like, oh crap, like, you know, they really didn't do their work. They really just said, screw it, this is not happening.
Yeah.
This is not gonna happen, it's not happening, we're not gonna worry about it. Yeah. That's and that feeds to what the current situation of our country is right now. It feeds to that everybody being scared and want to make this a President Trump thing. And I'm not saying that we're pro-President Trump. I'm not saying we're against President Trump.
You, Coco.
But this makes it like, it's like, hey, you know what? This is some more shit that I don't like about him, and I knew it. No. This was on to be prepared for a situation like this. This is a state responsibility. The state is States are supposed to be responsible to take care of their citizens. You go to the federal government when you are at your last. When I'm out of all money, I can't do nothing. And this is my action plan. These are the steps that I've done to prepare myself in the event of a pandemic or epidemic hits my area. You cannot expect that the federal government got a magic wand and is going to fix all of this for 50 states. If that is your expectation, then you're a damn fool. It's just ridiculous. It does, so anything that's not happening in your state, when you get ready to elect your officials, your city council, your mayor, your governor, and all that, you need to think about this shit. Because if they're not supporting an agenda that's gonna support your tax dollars, then you full of shit. Don't you waste you wasting your time. You might as well go to Starbucks and get a coffee and don't vote. Like it is what it is.
But I want to get back to Eric. Eric, did you send that over?
Oh my God! Don't get.
Can you I need to hear him answer the question. Did you send that over?
So listen. All I'm saying is this.
He didn't send
it. Blaming is for idiots.
Thank you, Eric.
Did you send that over?
I sent it to my.
Okay, thank you.
So. Blaming us for idiots. I'm not saying it's his fault. It's just that all I'm saying is our government has. You just look right. The different departments, like they don't communicate between each other. You know what I'm saying? And share information because one person they either overlook it, somebody drops the ball, or this entity wants to have they want to get the pride, want to be the people to say, hey, we the ones that started this, we corrected it, neutralized that threat. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think they neutralized that threat because it was 3 years ago.
I look at that and say, oh man, he just put this off for no reason. You know what I'm saying? When you are the commander in chief, you have a gazillion.
Yeah, but what's the author of the article said he put it off? That's not the actual virus that's attacking us right now. So we have to assume that it was a warning by the Obama administration and it was handled by the CDC under a Trump administration because that's not what's hitting us up right now. A whole nother virus come from eating camel and koala bears, but this is what China's saying it's coming from. Eating dog meat and all that stuff. That's what's attacking us right now. That is a heightened coronavirus from meat consumption that was warm, bad meat that didn't get refrigerated. That's inside the human beings that metamorphosed into COVID-19, and now it's way from China all the way over to America. And I'm just saying that's not in that article. A propaganda, a virus that could have been out in 2017 that never reached our soil.
But it's kind of like what was that movie, man? They had a movie some years back.
Outbreak.
Like war games. No. Like when they say like war games.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that type of deal. So this is like a scenario that like our government, they do these things. Like if Russia was to invade us, or if they was to try to invade us, you know what I'm saying? What would we do? If there was a nuclear outbreak, and somebody did let off one of their nukes, what would we do? What is the protocol to protect ourselves? What can we put in place right now to protect ourselves and our citizenry against something like that should it happen? And that's all this was to him. And so that right there. Did you know
2 years ago? Do you know 2 years ago that? Do you know 2 years ago that all the governors of the country was in a meeting with Trump, and he actually made everybody buy ventilators and everything for an epidemic. They actually had a big, huge meeting, but he gave the choices to the governors. Did they want to buy 200 ventilators? Did they want to buy this? Did they want to buy this? So they actually had a really big meeting that all the states, they actually bought extra stuff, and then some states didn't.
So I think me and you were having a conversation this week, as we've had for the last 2 weeks. But so now the big thing all over TV is, oh my God, all of these ventilators, we need these ventilators. Yeah. So
this is what I want to say, because I know I don't want to put my voice in it so much. I want the data to be there. I want everybody to know that ventilator companies only make 29,000 ventilators a year. That's what success is to them.
So when you got New York asking for 30,000 for this, that's unrealistic.
Yeah,
it's unrealistic.
Then I want people to understand this. Okay, Michigan has 105 hospitals. Out of those 105 hospitals, you have 20,000 employees that manage those hospitals. Those nurses, those doctors, people like that, that manage the people that come in. For the last 10, 20 years, they've been managing all kind of respiratory issues and all kind of like viruses and people coming in with HIV and spitting all over the place and doing all kind of crazy, impossible, weird stuff that people come into the hospital out of those 105 hospitals or 20,000 employees.
Psychiatric people.
And they were able to handle that.
basis.
They were able to handle that with the what? What do you think? Probably about a 200,000 mask. What's they call it? The thing that put on their body?
No, so all of the PPE.
The gowns.
Yes, all your gowns.
So 200. Let's go crazy and say that each like Michigan, we buy 200,000 gowns, 200,000 masks, 200,000 gloves.
No, we buy more gloves.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And they manage the most possible transfer of bodily fluids or germs or viruses and stuff like that all year round. But now our governors, our mayors say, hey, we want 30,000 generators that they would never use, even if 10 million people in one state. Even in Cuomo's, his model, he's saying if all 8 million people in New York catches this, we only going to really have to deal with 140 patients because those are the elders or people with underlying conditions and everything like that. The rest of them are 30 years and younger or people that's pretty healthy where they're going to catch a nice little flu and they're going to get over it. But our worst case scenario is 440,000 people out of 8 million, and we need to have 30,000 ventilators, not 140,000 ventilators for each one of them, 30. So even in his model, he's telling you that, hey, we don't even think that half of New York will be in a situation where they need ventilators. Just 30,000 of them. And I'm just saying, they're trying to stockpile in this situation. All these governors are trying to get extra money, the money that they couldn't get from their state legislator to fund the roads and to do infrastructure upgrades. They're trying to get it in this pandemic situation and say, hey, y'all are failing us. Y'all ain't sending me 20 million masks. Y'all not sending me 20 million gowns. Y'all not sending me 1 million ventilators. That's crazy.
And that's the thing. So you keep flashing that story about people that's sick and they're dying, they're laying in the hospitals, going crazy. Like, come on.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
No, it's saying right here, it's like, the governors are complaining because it's like a bidding war going on, not just with the masks, with the ventilators and everything, I'm saying? It's just a bidding war going on for it. And, but at the same time, nobody wants to kind of like force manufacturers to make these things.
They are forcing them to make it. They are forcing them to make it. Yeah, they are forcing them to make it.
He said that yesterday.
Only company that was not forced to do it because they said, hey, we're going to put people to work and we're going to get those 40,000 ventilators to you, was GM.
No.
Hold on a second. And GM came back to them and said, you know what, man, we felt this out. We looked at that bill that y'all just passed, that stimulus package, that big old, all that $2 trillion that y'all packed, and y'all ain't trying to give us no really good money drop. So you know what? All we're going to do is give you 6,000. And they got their ass handed to them. And they making some major ventilators. Or they don't even have to worry about their factories. Give it to the government. Government put the employees in there. Pay the employees to make the ventilators. And we'll give you your company back in about 10 more months.
Or a year. Or 10 years. Whenever we decide.
Commandeered their business.
Yeah, they did. He put an executive order. It's like, no, you going to make these ventilators. And you going to make them because I said you was going to make them.
Go ahead.
You promised me 40,000. You come back with 6,000.
Have the virus or have the coronavirus, they're already saying that in some states they got a do not resuscitate order. So
yeah, that was from Henry Ford. Henry Ford, they kind of going with Governor Whitmer. I don't have no likes or dislikes about her, but the way that she's handling it, she's making it seem like somebody else is. If Henry Ford Hospital has a problem with ventilators, they're supposed to go to Mike Duggan. Mike Duggan, he's supposed to go in his bank account for the city and say, okay, hey, well, let's buy the extension, let's buy these ventilators and everything like that. And if he can't do it, then he goes to Whitmer. And then if Whitmer can't do it, then they go to the FEMA and the government. We are not supposed to allow them to say 3 governments can't take care of the needs of Henry Ford.
Right.
And that only makes sense because when FEMA gave them ventilators, FEMA gave them 400 ventilators.
Hold on a second. You say go.
So
go.
FEMA gave them 400 ventilators. Gave them. FEMA, look, Michigan, we're going to give you 400. and they gave New York, some, and then they gave them some more. So they're doing their part, but you gotta remember, FEMA is a department and a resource too.
Yep.
They don't have an endless supply. Oh yeah, you need some more in there, just come on and dig in the box and go get them. No, that's not how this works.
They gotta disseminate it essentially.
You have to give them to areas that really needs them, because like he said in his press conference, which Darius made me watch. So if Idaho is not having a problem or a big problem, they got a minimal number of cases, then I'm not going to send resources there. They can source those from the next state, which can get to them a lot quicker than I can deploying them here from
or within
DC.
their state from different cities.
Right, exactly. So they have enough. But if you got California, who's having a major problem, and they don't have the coverage to get, hospital to hospital. Okay, look, we gotta get over there and support California. We gotta get over there and support New York because the number of cases that they have. Well, with Michigan's number climbing, now we're becoming a hotspot because the number is so big. So resources are gonna come here, but you can't say it's open checkbook. That's not how it works.
And Charles, what were you saying?
Oh no, I was just saying that that do not resuscitate order. I mean, that's man.
Yeah, and Henry Ford they sent that out just to be propagandists. And I'm serious. I'm being honest with you. When you ask them, is your capacity to the limit? No. Okay. Are you guys down in mask and gear? No. But we think we're gonna be. You know what I mean?
You can't, right.
We don't have the media out there holding everybody to everything they release. So they doing mass hysteria, making us freak out. Oh, we're gonna get overrun with all our hospitals. We're gonna lose gloves and we gotta wear trash bags. And come on, they Apple gave 9 million masks.
And they also lost a lot of money since they shut down.
Oh my goodness.
Completely shut down.
But here's the thing, like, you got to keep.
But Eric, I just want to get Eric's input too. Now, were you saying something, Eric? Because I know we were kind of jumping over. Everybody was cross sectioning each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm just, we're talking about this. We're not really thinking about it. Well, the first thing was that these masks, the N95 masks, it said that, at one point, you could buy it for 85 cents, but now it costs $7. You know what I'm saying? And mostly any and everything that we wear, that we eat, that we buy, it comes from China. So 3M and all of these other companies, most everybody has things manufactured in China, right? But now China will not allow for any of these things to be shipped here, right? So that in and of itself is going to drive up the price of everything, right?
But we also have people with private jets going over to China to grab some of this stuff.
Yeah, they do.
Say we want to go back to manufacturing, right? The United States of America is not a manufacturing country like it used to be, right? But now how does that work? China is the place where you go to get things made very, very cheap, which allows for corporations to make large amounts of profit. But now how are you going to produce these things right here in America if you cannot find a worker that is going to work at a rate that's going to allow for you to sell this thing at a price where you can actually buy it? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but in the way we would do it is to get that manufacturing back, you want to be able to kind of make a company that's shipped to Ireland and China and different things. You have to bring those companies back, and you got to give them a tax relief for about 3 to 4 years until their infrastructure is set, and they can find some kind of equilibrium with tax and paying us the amount of money that our unions and our actual rights tell you that you got to pay us. You get what I'm saying? So it's a big business structure that you have to talk to, and I'm gonna go over that with Coco later on, because she's looking at numbers to how much clothing costs in China and all that stuff, and imports, and seeing how much can you really hire an American person for to make that product. We have problems with unions and court filings of taxes and everything and IRS that we can't give a person under $5 to make a garment.
Right, that's why we go to those other countries.
Right.
Exactly. That creates
supply and demand. We got a large supply for it. That's why we were able to obtain money, and they are able to obtain money because their dollar is not as big as our dollar. They're offered the offer of employment, and in turn we get the product that we need at a cheap price.
And did you know that our dollar is so valuable, we can actually make currency to put into the market enough up to $120 trillion before our dollar lose value? I'm saying that because could you understand that they're passing these bills, these $1 trillion bills and everything to kind of help us get out of this situation that we in, but they could have used some major money to invest in inner city, make people more entrepreneur driven, and we would have had a better economy inner city if we could just print out $120 trillion. You know what I'm
But
saying?
here's the thing, though, that goes back to like Khalil said in the beginning. There's a mindset. You have to want to do that. And we don't have a vast number of people that are willing to step out of their comfort zone. If you are a continued government assisted person, you see that generation after generation. So you got grandma, great grandma, and they all living next to each other in the same, project. So you can invest all you want to.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, it ain't gonna matter. I can put a beautiful grocery store right across the street from your project, and what the hell you gonna do? You gonna go to in there and steal my shit. You gonna go in there and tear my stuff up. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna go in there and invest in you. I'm not gonna do that. No, I'm gonna give you this shitty store over here.
What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing because it all goes back to what me and Coco were saying about genetics and culture. Period. She's saying what I was saying earlier. It's culture. Listen. The poorest person in America is
get $600 a month.
What's the what? Yeah,
Get $600 a month.
They're like the mind state of the poorest person in America. It's like I'm a bougie.
I'm not gonna do that job.
I'm not doing that. I could sit on my ass
and get $600 a month, and I've been fine.
and get a $600 bridge card. I'm this heaven. What?
Wow.
But to get up,
You know how many people I know, and you know how many people I know from the poorest parts of the universe come here and will work at a 7-Eleven and like, oh God.
Got pride in it.
What is you saying?
Yeah,
Meanwhile, you born and bred American here and ain't never had a job in your life.
Wow.
But you get an $800 check from somewhere, parts unknown. You're born into it culturally, right?
Wow.
I mean, but you
So come on,
think
man.
about it. I
That's where we get run over when it comes to jobs.
Yeah.
That's where we
And
get
infrastructure.
destroyed when it comes to infrastructure.
Yeah.
So when my people coming from Africa, they ain't scared to work 20 hours. When my people come from Saudi, they ain't scared to work 22 hours a day. That ain't, well, okay, I do. When my people come from the islands of Jamaica and the Caribbeans, they ain't scared to put in 16, 17, 18 hours. They done made skits. I got 16 jobs mine. I do this. I'm a dishwasher. I'm a cook. I'm a financial expert. Listen, that's real. Meanwhile, the good old born and bred American here is lazy mentally. That's why, and I don't want this to happen, that's why we're going to have so many deaths from this pandemic, because my dad used to say, you so damn smart, you're stupid.
Meaning?
You so damn smart that you stupid. You really think that you can wait on the TV to tell you that everything going to be fine.
Right.
And that's exactly what people are doing.
And that's what they're doing. And the ratings, listen, oh my God. Them CFOs and them CEOs and them big, listen, we not a big channel yet. But them CFOs, they like this every day. Every day. They sleeping in them buildings right now.
They cut their staff. They cut their
Listen.
staff down to about 25%.
They waking
and
up
they
in
still
them
making the
buildings.
same exact money and more.
You say how much, hey, well, what's our ratings today? Where are we at? Oh my God.
So that's why you're
keep it
not
going.
hearing. That's why you're not hearing the recovery stories and what you can do to eat better and then sustain life, because that's not news. That's not sensational.
Yeah.
No, I want to be scared. I want to drive on what's already out there. So why would I tell you, hey, you know what? While you quarantining, cut back on the fatty foods, all of this stuff. Cut back on that stuff. Go back to a raw diet, a clean diet, and cook this. And now you're gonna sit here and be okay. You will be okay.
Yeah,
You'll come
you'll
out
be
of this.
fine.
You're gonna
You'll
build
be
up
fine.
the immunity and all of that. That's not good. That's not funny. That doesn't drive to what's going on in the world right now.
Yeah.
That don't drive to your experience when you go to the grocery store and you see them sectioning off and the X's in the floor and all of that shit.
Yeah.
That don't drive to that. No. Because if you go in the store now, if you get too close to somebody, they look at you like, what the hell you doing? You're supposed to be
liable
6 feet
get
away.
shot.
You're
Yeah.
supposed to be 6 feet away from
Right.
me. So why would I tell you?
And I guess
Hey, you know what? Shop the perimeter of the store. As we always say, the middle shit, that's the shit you don't need. Shop the perimeter of the store. That's all of the good stuff.
Yeah.
Everything that you got to bag up, that they water in, and then all of that quick shelf life, that's the shit you need to be eating because it's going to go bad if you don't eat it.
Right.
That stuff in the middle that's packaged, used by, Best Buy, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Wow.
And so that's why they're not telling you that because there's no sensation in it.
That's a Charles recommendations. Go ahead, Charles.
Perimeter.
I just disseminated some information that I want to, just to piggyback off of what Coco said, that I want to kind of reel us back into. And I know Khalil, this is his thing too. It's his expertise with food and things you should eat. You guys should have just got the information. I sent it to Maya. Let's talk about some of the things that Coco just mentioned in terms of things that we possibly could be doing at home under this quarantine for 14 days. You know, some of the foods that we should eat. I mean, foods we should get away from, foods we should eat. Let's kind of be clear on that. Let's kind of put that information out there for our listeners, and so that people can have an idea of like, look, I'm quarantined for 14 days because these are the things we need to do. This is Life Choice Health and Wealth telling you, look, we telling y'all, before they put it out tomorrow or next week, we've already told y'all what to eat.
We told you 3 weeks ago. 4 weeks
We
ago.
told you 4 weeks ago. And y'all still dying. Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Here already, information. So let's just kind of discuss. I mean, Khalil, you can pull because I know how you pull.
Okay. Well, this is what I want to talk about, and we're talking about foods. Okay, I got it. We're talking about foods. I want to talk about the mucus-producing foods first. The foods that you shouldn't eat. Guess what, y'all? It's some stuff on this list that I love. Who don't love macaroni and cheese? Me, I love it, right? But for now, like the producer said, hey, we just got to put this on hold right now, y'all. We ain't saying stop forever. You want to live? Look, you could be 25 years old. But if you smoke and drink and pop pills all day, guess what? You got the insides of a 78-year-old man right now. So when Mr. Corona come flying through your neighborhood up your damn nose, you got about 8 days to get your affairs in order.
Wow.
Okay? I done seen so many grown 25-year-old. When I was 25, man, I was built like a Greek god. I got fat later. Okay? But I'm talking about 25-year-old men. I'll be like, what's up, dude? Hey, remember in 92? They be like, hey, man, I was born in 92. I'm like, damn, you look like you from 92 when I was, you know what I'm saying, coming up. I thought we was the same age, right? Look, no red meat, bottom line. Just pissed my mama off. I just pissed my mama off. Right there. She said, Khalil, can you buy me some red meat? No, Ma, I'm not buying you that. I need you, Ma. I need you around. Huh?
You have to be clear on that because some people don't know. No, we did not have somebody out there that exactly don't know what red meat. So give an example. Like
red meat. Okay. Hot dogs, hamburgers, tomahawk steaks that my brother Chuck loves so much. He mad when I told him that. He said, I said, Chuck, we got to let it go right now. Okay? Chuck is a fine wine dining kind of guy, y'all, okay? Outside of this yoga thing, all right? Okay, look, so none of that stuff. No red meats, period. No sausage, no links, none of that red meat. None. Okay? Milk. We're talking about from the cow. No milk. No cheese. We talking about from the cow. Okay? You got almond milk, rice milk, cashew milk. Try that out. Try that out for the next couple of months. Not next 2 weeks, the next couple of months. No yogurt, no ice cream. I'm an ice cream fiend.
Me too.
No eggs. I love omelets. No bread. I love bread. No pasta, no cereal.
What?
Yeah, no cereal. I love Captain Crunch. Now you can get you some oatmeal.
What do you want us to eat, toenails?
Listen, man. I just want you to survive. Now we can get back to all this foolishness after this pandemic is over.
I mean,
okay?
You're saying no steaks though. Like I am, you know.
And you just got them steaks for $17.
You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta.
Hopefully, we put them in the freezer, and if this is over by the summer, we'll have a cookout. Bananas. I love bananas in my smoothies. I had to make smoothies today with no bananas in them, y'all.
That's why my chest burning.
Yeah. Yeah. Cabbage. To my rosters, to my Jamaicans, guan. Hey, y'all gotta leave that cabbage alone. Okay? That's y'all everyday meal. No potatoes. That's my everyday thing.
French fries.
I love my French fry fiend. Oh my God. Any corn products, no soy products, no sweets, no candies. I guess I can't eat no dots. Coffee, Coco. You can't have no coffee. Chuck.
The what?
Can't have no coffee. Producer Darius.
I don't know if I can do that.
I don't even know why he uses coffee, because he's like a 24-hour guy. You can call him at 4 a.m. He's like, "What's up? Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey. What do you got? What are we discussing, guys? Come on."
Right. I was
Give
only
me something.
napping. I closed my eyes for 20 seconds. I'm good.
Yeah. He's like, hey, give it to me. All right, let's go. I got an idea. No sodas, no alcoholic beverages.
Now wait a damn minute.
I gotta shut my bar down.
Wait a damn minute.
Now those are the foods that you can't eat right now because they produce mucus, and the mucus, unfortunately, this thing, when it gets into your membrane, it produces more mucus. So if you got bread and pasta and red meat in your body already, guess what it's gonna do?
And that's what viruses use to be an inflammatory in your body.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
what causes your fever? What raises your fever?
Yep.
What helps
Yeah, so it's gonna so these foods are basically gonna intensify this germ that you got in your body that's gonna help kill you. All right. Now there's some foods that can reduce mucus. We got fish just in general. You got salmon, tuna, sardines, flounder. I love flounder. I love flounder. I got a ton of flounder. Pumpkin seeds.
Pumpkin.
Yeah, pumpkin, period. Pumpkin, grapefruit, pineapple, watercress. You got celery. You got pickles, onions, garlic, honey. You have ginger. Ginger is great for your digestive system. Garlic is as well. Lemon. And this is the thing, you all. You want to start to, if you can, and this is just what I do every night now since the corona has, took out some of my, personal friends. I just steam some lemon. I cut a piece of ginger, put it in the water, and I drink it warm or as hot as I can. Now, what that is supposed to do, it helps with coating your throat. It helps with coating your throat. And if you have the virus lives in your throat first before it goes down into your lungs, and you have congestive issues with your lungs. You can drink that water. You can also put cayenne pepper in it. I love cayenne. I love hot things. So if you can consume cayenne pepper in your water, drink it. It's gonna it gives your body a whole tingle. I love it. I'll make y'all some before y'all leave.
Can I kind of come in on that?
Yeah, come on, man.
Back off. I want to give the listeners
Olive oil broth and decaf tea. Go ahead, Charles.
So the other day, just to give you a little bit a clarification on that, Khalil is exactly right. The other day, I was starting to feel a little bit heavy in the chest. So I was breathing okay, but I just felt like it. So what I did was I went down and got some Acamazing tea. I had some Acamazing tea, which was good for the immune system. Then I had some ginger tea. And I'm telling you, instantly, once I started drinking it, I started to feel a lot better. It's almost like I felt like, how you got indigestion, the food didn't digest properly, like something sitting on your chest. As soon as I drank that tea, I felt 110% better. So he was telling you exactly right. Those are the things that you need to do. So I just wanted to kind of give you an example of somebody that I felt a little bit under the weather, but I started drinking that tea, and I felt a lot better after I did that. I felt a lot better.
Yes. So I'm looking at that list of the things that are good for you to eat to reduce mucus. It's all the most boring stuff in the world. It's like,
It is. It really is.
Like pumpkin and pumpkin seed, grapefruit, celery, pickles, onions. Oh yeah, I'm just dying to eat some of this stuff. This is so awesome. No, this is the most boring stuff in the world. But you actually use it a lot in your ingredients, olive oil. I do like olive oil, but I'm not waking up and saying, "Oh, I'm gonna eat some bread with some olive oil."
I do though.
But you can't eat bread no more.
But I can't eat bread.
I can't.
And I can't eat the first 3 or 4 meats on that list.
So let me ask you a question, Eric and Charles and Khalil, because you guys are recommending this to us. So the goal is for me to dip my grapefruit in olive oil. Is that the goal?
I'm gonna say no.
Is that
that's
the
probably
goal?
nasty as hell.
Is that the goal? Or my celery in olive oil?
No.
I don't know about that.
Well, see,
We can
Maybe
try
you
it.
can cook your flounder in the olive oil.
You can do that.
Or your tuna in the olive oil. Maybe you can do that. You can use the olive oil as a cooking thing.
Yeah,
or if you're
cooking
making
agent.
salads, then you can use it as a dressing.
There you go.
Things like that.
I got-
But we're
I
not
got it
dipping.
all wrong.
Yeah, we're not dipping celery and grapefruit in olive oil.
But to have confidence, you want me to be like Chuck's dad and eat the
Oh, yeah,
eat
just
the onion,
chug it. Just eat it.
chug it.
Just eat it.
Eat it.
And you just got that information from a woman that does not cook at all. Like zero cooking.
Oh, no, that's
Her
what-
percentage would be like 00. She'd be like,
Right.
everything else would be like 85, 92.
Okay, go ahead, guys.
So one of the things is that replace 2 of those meals with a clean diet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had, instead of getting up in the morning and eating bacon and eggs and all that, or whatever you like, replace it with a nice salad. What's wrong with that? And so, late evening, get a bowl of fruit. I had raspberries, apple. I cut all that up. I had little tangerines, orange. I ate that. That was like my lunch for the evening. But see,
That's clever, Chuck.
right?
That's cool.
Remember that. Yeah, remember, listeners. In between that, though, I'm working out. I'm pushing that immune system. I'm pushing it to the limit. So I did 30, 35 minutes on the treadmill, and then I got out and did yoga, because yoga comes with the mind. So you got to do things that's going to influence your health. And I'm not saying give it all the way up, because Khalil, he like, okay, I'm fasting for 30 days. Okay, water. Try this water. Drink it. I don't care if you don't like to drink it. It's good water. It's carbonated water. He's hardcore like that.
Yeah, audience. Khalil, he actually did a 30-day water
31
fast.
days.
Now, people don't understand what that means. That means nothing but water for 30 days. It's unhuman. It's like some weird alien stuff. You get what I'm saying? But
It's
but I want
really-
them to know exactly what that water fasting is, because I think they think you're cheating. I think they think you're cheating.
Well, you know
what
I'm not
I mean,
cheating, Coco.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, and
You can look at me.
I was
ain't
going to say,
cheating, yeah.
and that's exactly what I was going to say. In all honesty, you look amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
I told y'all I want to do this shoot by like June, man. I'm
Right.
serious. I want to cut down and I want to be carved up like a Christmas turkey.
So
y'all.
I
I'm
can
serious.
get back to
I mean,
Charles'
31
comment.
days is a long time.
It was only water.
Yes.
for the 30 days.
So and trust me, it's groups of people that you can find out here that do this, that are like professionals. Listen, I'm a novice. I ain't gonna say I'm a novice, but I'm not as well as these certain groups of people that I know from the men and women that I personally know. Man, they'll do 40, 50, 60 days, dude. You know what I mean? And once you get past, I think personally, once you get past 50 days, my next fast, I'm going to try to fast for 40 days. I think I could have did it this time. I know I could have did it this time. But yes, just water. It's all water. I don't do anything else but water. It's
So people that don't want to go and be that extreme just yet, what you can do is just lessen the amount of flesh that you eat and supplement it with more vegetables, period. Because those are the things that strengthen your immune system, and the meat, the dairy, cheese, these are the things that are wreaking havoc on your body, and that's weakening your immune system. And in a time like this, it's important for you to eat things that strengthen your immune system. And that's the whole gist of what we're saying. And actually, Khalil, I would like for you to touch on this a little bit as well. When you fast, whether it's a long fast or even an intermittent fast, 3 days, 5 days, whatever it is, that in and of itself strengthens your immune system. And because it causes for your body to detoxify itself. You know,
so that was a question that I was going to ask. Can you do like an intermittent thing?
You can start. Yes.
So when I say intermittent, because so here I am, part of this, and I'm not thinking of just drinking water for 30 days does something to my whole body. Like, just saying it right now, it's like, what the hell are you talking about?
You wouldn't believe what it does for your mind and body.
So, and I believe it. It's definitely a mind thing. So, like Chuck said, it's conditioning your mind to, look, this is something, I commit to a lot of different things, and I'm very successful at that.
Yes.
So, I know that if I commit myself to this, I can be successful at it.
Yeah.
But for starting out, for someone that's like, you know what, I'm really taking this information serious, and I really want to dig into my diet and all, not just due to the coronavirus attacking the globe right now, but I just want to live a better life after this.
Okay.
So if I did, and now in this, and so you got a week where I'm only drinking water. I got my first week, I'm only drinking water.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything else.
Right.
Then my next week, I'm eating, but I'm cutting down on like Eric said, I'm not eating a lot of flesh. So I'm eating a lot of vegetables. I'm still continue to drink water, because I know for me to cut it off 30 days, I would go stir crazy, and then I would be like attacking everything. I would be at 5.
Godzilla.
So your question.
So my question is, could you do intermediate? So you got a week where you're drinking water, then you go a week where you're cutting out some of the meats that you eat. So you're gonna eat some meat. I'm not saying you can't, but maybe you eat chicken, maybe you eat fish, things like that. But you're cutting out some of the red meat that you eat. Then you go back to a week of water and then a week of eating.
Well, this is what. Okay, so it's it's no right way to do it.
Okay.
Right. It's no right way to start it, a wrong way to do it. Just my personal opinion. The attempt is everything.
Yeah.
Right. So if you start, if you're used to eating 16 hours a day, see, we don't know. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. How many people can actually chart how much food outside of Darius? Because Darius is a madman too when it comes to this science.
I know I don't eat a lot.
You don't eat a lot, but can you count how many snacks you eat? How much you put hand to mouth?
Yeah.
How many hours you do that a day?
Yep.
Okay. Now, if you could do that, that's great. What I would suggest you doing, because I lost 130 plus pounds doing this, outside of working out and intermittent fasting, I added a whole mixture of a combination of things that I did. What I would do is I would start intermittent fasting first. I would say, okay, I'm not going to eat for the first 10 hours of the day, or even the first 8 hours of the day.
But see, I do that daily.
So if you could do that, now say double that. I'm not going to eat for the first 16 hours of the day. Okay. You get what I'm saying?
Because on average, I don't eat my first meal until like 2 p.m.
Okay, so now challenge yourself and say, if you can do 16 hours, now challenge yourself to doing 24 hours and see how that goes. Because it's all a mental thing. Right. You're healthy. You ain't taking goo-gobs of medications. You ain't got the sugars. You ain't got no problems. Okay. Right. So you can do it. You should be able to do it with no issue. So then you build up, because what you're doing, you're building up mental confidence. Don't worry about no weight. Don't worry about sitting on no scale. Don't worry about none of that. You just want to build up mental clarity. That's it. And your mind is a muscle, believe it or not. Your mind is the strongest muscle you have in your body. Okay? Go from there and then just build up and build up and build up. And I'll do it with you. You know that.
Yeah.
You call me, say, Khalil, I want to do one day. All right, cool.
Okay, guys.
I got a question.
one of the things that helped me just to clarify and give Coco a little bit more a good feeling about fast and intermittent fast at least. I haven't done the 30-day fast like Khalil, but what I would do when I would intermittent fast, I would eat from 11 to 7. So that means from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. I can eat whatever I want, and then from 7 to 11 a.m. the next day I didn't have anything. So think about it. For half the time you sleep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it kind of helps you out a little bit, you know, in terms of, you know, you don't got to be up like, man, I can't have nothing to eat. But from 11 to 7 I would eat. But now the meals that I ate from 11 a.m. to 7 a.m. were structured. I would have, like, I had my wife make this kale soup, so I would eat this kale soup. That would carry me. Well, I would have avocado toast, put some avocado on toast and eat that. Put some, I would put raw onion on it with maybe a tomato. A little bit of salt, not too much salt.
Yeah, but we're not eating toast right now because it's a mucus builder now. We're not eating bread right now.
So I would eat that or just eat the raw avocado, you know what I'm saying? And that would actually, that avocado would carry me, believe it or not, it would carry me most of the day until I had my next meal or whatever I decide to eat. And so it would be the kale soup, and then I would have maybe another meal before 7, and then I'm asleep. And then if I wanted anything after 7, it would be just water. You know what I'm saying? I would just drink water. So you have to, you have to kind of play with it and again get your mind right. But I think those are some things that can help you, like, get in the groove of doing it. So.
No, and the reason I'm asking that, and not that I'm concerned about my health, but I want to make sure that since we're sitting at home, you're not just sitting at home just snacking on all of the garbage that's there, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm saying this because I'm looking at my nephew, and so he's been out of school, since the 16th.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and he was like, we're running out of snacks, TT. We're running out of snacks, and I'm like, well, what do you mean? Like, I went and spent like $200 on snacks. It was no way.
Yeah, I ate that.
So he's like, but he's playing the video game. So I'm like, okay, so no. So, and now it's a challenge for him because he's like, hey, he'd be 15 tomorrow. So he like, look, I gotta, he went running yesterday and, he talking about doing push-ups and all this other stuff. And I'm like, boy, whatever. But now, so if he feels like, well, he can challenge his auntie at 40. Like, oh, I can do this. So it's just something. And then it's an activity. It's to get our mind off of being quarantined and gives you something to work on.
Yeah.
And to build it up so you're not sitting there looking at the TV and you're like, oh my God, but it definitely gives you something to focus on.
Absolutely.
So, and that's where I'm at right now. So I'm going on week 1. I've been off of work. Okay. What can I focus on? So between gathering information for the podcast and having our conversations with Darius all week, this gives me something to focus on when I'm not doing this kind of stuff. So no, I really I need you guys' support. I'm gonna start tomorrow with a water fast. I'm only going to
drink
water.
Tomorrow?
I'm saying tomorrow I'm only gonna drink water.
All right, I'm with you.
Only tomorrow, and then I'll see how I feel.
Yeah.
So I'll report to the group how I feel and let you know what I experienced.
Once you get ready, I'll prep you. Well, Coco's getting ready for that Baywatch bathing suit.
Oh yes,
Right.
Jamaica when we get
July,
back.
y'all.
Okay, go ahead, Eric.
No, I just want to piggyback on what Coco was saying, as far as, with quarantine, everybody's just sitting at home and everything, and you don't want people just sitting around snacking and eating on everything that they just went up and fought in long lines to buy, right? And a part of this thing is, like, our lives are usually structured outside of the home. Work, then you got to go pick the kids up from school, then you have to take one to latchkey, pick one from latchkey, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So being at home under the conditions of being quarantined requires for you to structure your day, structure your time, structure your life, manage yourself, you know what I'm saying? Which is a different twist on things when you're sitting inside of the house, because most of the times we are outside of our house because we work, we got businesses, we got things that we do, we train, coaching people, or whatever it is that we do as a job or as a hustle or as a business, you know what I'm saying? So this requires for you to have to put something in place so that you can manage yourself and do things more efficiently, you know what I'm saying? And if you do a 15 exercise, if you, play chess online, which is something I like to do, or whatever it is that you do, you got a book or whatever it is that you're working on, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying, that can prevent you from sitting and eating up everything that's in your cup. So just want to put that out there too,
Okay, and Eric, where do you post like your indoor workouts that people can kind of use their bodies or something kind of close by within doors that inside their home that they can kind of do workout regimens? Where do you post that at? Is it the Life Choice Health and Wealth group me?
Yeah.
And then I would make sure that it's connected into the Facebook. So you guys, all his regiments and all the different workouts that he has for people indoors, you'll start seeing that they will be posts starting. I'll try to get it up by Monday, but no later than Tuesday. You'll start seeing his regiments and his workouts. They're going to be on all platforms. They're going to be in the Life Choice Health and Wealth Instagram, Life Choice Health and Wealth Facebook. We'll try to put it on all the social media platforms where you can kind of go look at it and read it or see what kind of workouts that he's doing or he's recommending at home. We'll start off with Khalil talking about the financial ideas that you guys can kind of use to go through this very abnormal situation that we're in. Go right ahead.
I was actually gonna let Coco start off.
Okay, go ahead. Go right ahead.
Well, I mean, I think the main thing that everybody needs to be mindful of is discretionary spending is just that, discretionary. So you have to decide what is essential for you to maintain your household and what is that want thing. So it's definitely a need versus want thing. And in doing that, I have to check myself, because I am a very new shoe, new shirt, I don't want to do laundry kind of lady. So let me go buy something to wear to work tomorrow. Well, considering I'm not working right now, then I'm not buying new jeans and shirt and shoes and things like that. So you have to be mindful of what this is a great way to look at what your finances are and what can you do to boost or increase your financial future, because now you're thinking like, hey, if you have taken advantage of some of the programs that have been offered from car companies or finance companies or your mortgage company, like, look, where I can defer a possible payment, then that's not money that I have to go buy more groceries and more garbage, or, let me go buy some stuff from Amazon that I've been looking at. This is a time to maybe cushion your savings account, put that money aside, because you don't know how long we're going to be out of work. We don't know. We have a timeline in our state that, we're hoping that we're back to work by the 13th, but that's just a date on a calendar. We gave that time to say, hey, this is 20 days that we can kind of get this testing under control. We can get an accurate number of who contracted COVID-19 and giving you time to quarantine and get the medical attention that you need. But if you're one of those people that have not been affected, but you're quarantined or under quarantine because your employment has ceased to operate right now, this is the time to like, look, this is what I need for groceries. I can budget this out for the month. I can budget that out for, this is what I look at, because there is unemployment benefits that's being extended to a lot of people, but unemployment in the state of Michigan is 60% of your gross pay, not your net pay, your gross pay. So if it's 60% of your gross pay after taxes, you bring home less than what you would bring if you were working every day. So you have to look at that. And if that mortgage payment is due and the car payment is due, could you live off of essentially $1,600 a month? I can't.
Shit, me neither.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to really be really real about what your finances are and what it is that you need. And then what if you are in an industry that your job might not come back? Right. Because it's going to be companies that's affected that's not going to come back after this.
It is 3% of all companies will never open up. So after this,
and that's a guesstimate right now. That's not a real number until we open back up. Till we take we're now open sign off of the world right now.
It could be higher.
it's going to be, it's not if, it's going to be higher. It's going to be higher because there are small businesses that are not in the food industry or the entertainment industry. But what about the stationery store that you go and buy cars from, or the, you know, the cleaners that you go to, the place that sell the t-shirts that you like? They might not be able to bring their staff back. They might not be able to operate, because if I'm a small business entrepreneur, I am my business. I'm the business.
Right.
I brought the financing and all of that. Yeah. The average company has 2 weeks worth of payroll in their bank account. 2 weeks. Well, hell, we there.
Damn.
We there.
Just to comment on what you said, Coco, because my daughter is here from Arizona, and you're exactly right. They paid their part-time employees for two weeks. Now they got to lay them off.
Yeah.
All their part-time employees.
And I work for...
Exactly right. You hit the nail right on the head. Yep.
I work for a pretty big organization, and we are devastated at the mindset that we might have to, if you have to lay people off and you call them unemployed, when you do open up, are those people going to come back? You don't if they're unemployed, they're free. A lot of people are hiring right now that and they're calling them displaced workers, and that's exactly what it is, because unemployment is a stigma. You don't want to be labeled an unemployed. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not a bad employee. I'm dependable. I'm reliable. I don't want to be displaced. So no, if my company displaced me, they didn't want me, and that's the sentiment. That's the feeling. But you have to use a business sense and logic with this. Your company is an entity. It's a building that can be there and not be there. You can't expect empathy from them, but you have to understand they have a social responsibility to try to bring everybody back. And you want to do that. But operating cost of doing that, that's a real number.
Yeah.
That comes off of their bottom line.
Right.
And if you think about somebody saying, hey, you know what? I got 50 people that work for me, and we've been out for 2 weeks, and I paid them because I felt it was the right thing to do. Well, how the hell I open up on the 14th? Because when you open up on the 14th, that's a light bill, that's a gas bill, that's payroll. That's a real number. And when they want to check at the end of the week, well, now they got to work a week, so they gonna want to check the next week. If you ain't brought in the money, because everybody ain't back to work, and now I'm using discretionary spending, right? I don't want to come and buy a shirt from you. I need to go to the grocery store because I still got my kids at home, because the kids, they still out of school.
Right.
So if you're thinking about that and you're looking at that, these businesses are really going to suffer. A lot of businesses are really going to suffer with coming back and bringing back their staff. Now, as we've all know, the government is giving us money. We're getting a stimulus, and they're giving small businesses stimulus. But there's a loophole to that. Okay. You got to bring back 100% of your staff to get that loan that you don't have to pay me back. 100% of your staff. Well, as a small business, that sounds good, right?
Yeah,
Oh, sure, I'll bring them all back. But what if I didn't want to? What if I wanted to get rid of Khalil because he talked too much?
Shit.
And I didn't like him.
I'm so glad I'm independent.
What if I didn't want to bring back Chuck and Eric because, they like, you know what? I ain't got time for them. Or Coco talk way too damn much. I don't want her back.
Right.
Then guess what? If I took that loan from them, I got to pay that money back. Well, I'm a small business. I don't have that money yet.
Maya, start up that paperwork. Everybody's still here at Life Choice Health. Everybody still has a job here, okay?
Right.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, listen. Anybody else want to chime in on how to save a buck through the apocalypse right now? Anybody?
Eric?
How to save a buck to save your money?
Don't spend. You're not, everything closed. Don't spend it.
You're right.
And,
You really can't spend your money on anything right now. Anyway.
well, hold on. Online is still hopping. Trust me. They're still hopping.
You're not supposed to be driving and doing anything, much of anything right now. So, I mean, and businesses are closed by and large. So, where are you going to spend your money?
Right.
You listen. I mean, gas is $1.29 nowadays,
And I'm so happy.
in the city of Detroit.
I'm so happy. I can
telling
fill up my car for like $40 now.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Charles, you have anything?
I don't. I thought that was
Okay.
a great point by Eric. You just got to try to maintain and take care of your family as best you can. I would suggest that you look at everybody's situation is different based on whether they have money coming in or whether they have a significant other or spouse or maybe a relative that's living with them now because of the coronavirus or COVID-19. But I think that really the most important thing, we can't give information for just any household in particular because everybody's household is different. But I suggest that you have an open form of communication with each other. Figure out what it is figure out what your major needs are and make sure those are taken care of. Because some people could be staying with a loved one that's financially unable to do certain things, so their finances are helping that significant other that could be ill or could be elderly. So I think the most important thing is, as a family, you need to come together, sit down, look at your finances on paper, see what it is that you need, and then try to meet those goals as best you can. But here at Life Choice Health and Wealth, we are all in one accord when I say that we want everybody to take this seriously. I mean, this is affecting you in all facets of your life. But again, the best thing you can do is home in and talk to your family, put a solid plan together, and then try to stick to that. And that's what it's all about. And I think that's one of the things that you could do to financially put yourself in a situation that will be better until this coronavirus and COVID-19 comes to a head and we have control of it.
Okay, and then we started off by telling you that this is COVID-19 part 4, the hard truths. And the hard truth is that
we gotta get back to work.
we as Americans, we're definitely not built to kind of do nothing and sit around. And this is very Norway's type of stuff. Ireland type of stuff. People that only have
always shitting on somebody.
Maybe 20% of our population. This is the countries that do that. We have to, as citizens, need to stop rating ourselves of how we take care of our health care. We're trying to say, do the same thing that South Korea does for their citizens, but their citizens only like 51 million people, and we're 330 million people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Norway, they got about 10 million people in their country, and we're trying to say that their policies we should put into our country. We're in a situation where we're kind of quarantining our whole country, business and personally, by us not understanding that we need to protect each other a whole lot more. And we need to force our moral compass representatives to protect us more, so we wouldn't be in a situation where we're shutting down our whole lives. Now, if everybody likes this and you think that this is going to be a better utopia after it, then let's keep doing this and let's go into the abyss of what this means. But what this means is that we haven't really thought of all the openness that we have from 1970 to now, that we have an actual inner city that we threw trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars at, and it's not solving it. Why? Because it's going to us giving you food stamps, giving you a HUD house to live in for $100 a month. We're giving so much to our poverty, but we're not really making them smarter and saying, hey, we all have to kind of step our game up. What life choices have our citizens and our government officials and the celebrities that we love, and we listen to everything they say and we parrot anything that come out their mouth, and what have those choices done for us as a society where, okay, maybe we can all look ahead and say that this is not going to be a major hit to us and how we function going forward, and it's just a little moment like the 2004 blackout.
But,
you know what I mean? We don't know that.
If you look at it that way, then I think that's very naive. This is gonna definitely have some forward effect on how we move going forward.
And we have to,
you have to consider what financial situation you put, because when they shut them doors in some of these restaurants, these people had bills due that day.
Yeah.
When you close down a bar and you're a tip business, that person, they navigated their car note and rent on what the tips that they could average.
Yep, absolutely.
When you can't go in and it's carry out only, I know when I go into a restaurant and I'm sitting with my friends and we're drinking and all of that, I definitely spend more money than when I carry my food out.
Absolutely.
I tip better when I sit there and you keep coming and ask me, can I get you something else?
Absolutely.
I know what that looks like.
Yep.
So that bill come from $30, $40 to $120, $130. Well, that tip is different.
Right.
And that's how they pay their bills. So you have to be very, very mindful of that and gracious now when you go into Walmart or Meijer and you see that person stocking the shelf.
Absolutely.
Every job is essential.
You're right. It's
Every damn job is
every
essential.
Yeah, you're right. It's a reason I'm at the stores at 5 a.m. Listen, I'm trying to find me a sugar mama. Okay, I'm gonna just go over there, feed her some soup through this pandemic, and I'm gonna financially stabilize myself through these sugar mamas out here. Hey, listen. Every morning, 6 a.m., y'all better hit these markets. They out there. Buy they sales, man. Excuse me, young lady. Yeah? Oh, wow, you got a smile as warm as the sun.
If
You know what I'm saying? I'm Khalil, by the way. Now, look, on the serious side, I just got pissed off. Am I crazy, y'all?
Yes.
Or are people just stupid?
I don't know.
Okay.
Depends on where you're looking
So I
at.
just happen to be on Twitter, and it's like the top 10 questions about the coronavirus, questions and answers. Okay?
Wow.
Listen to this dumb shit. When will this end? How long I gotta stay in the house? Look, when can my kids go out and play?
What numbers are those? Are those number one?
It's just random shit.
Okay.
Why can't I just go to the doctor? How do I get tested? Do you guys have a vaccine yet? How did the coronavirus get here? Should I wear a mask? Is it like the flu? Listen, man, ain't nobody, and some editor from somewhere who's an idiot put this on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Nobody said, hey, what should I be eating right now? What kind of vitamins should I be taking right now? Because it's an immunity thing, right? It's about your immune system.
But they're not making that correlation. They're not making that correlation.
Listen, y'all dumb. Y'all better listen. Wake up. Y'all
is connecting. This is the reason why.
Y'all asking the wrong shit.
The public, right? But the general public and people are.
Why you whispering? Where you at, man?
They're not connecting.
You under the bed? Where you at?
Go ahead, Eric.
People are connecting this virus with foods that either destroy your immune system or strengthen your immune system. So nobody's going to ask those questions.
But Eric, if Dr. Fauci is telling you it's attacking your immune system, shouldn't you be asking, well, damn, how can I fix that?
They're not. But first off, you have to be listening to Dr. Fauci. They're not listening to Dr. Fauci.
So what are they doing?
Yeah, but even Dr. Fauci, he's not saying, hey, everyone,
No.
this thing attacks this, and it's actually utilizing your mucus to cover your major organs to kind of inflammatory it, to burn it, and after you get through coming off that ventilator, you're gonna have damaged lungs. He's not saying, and he's not saying after he gets through doing his spouting of what the virus is doing.
Yeah.
He's not saying, hey, everybody, do those vitamin C's. Stop.
Well, he's
eating
not a
meat.
dietitian, right?
Well, he's not a dietitian.
Or
He's
but,
a doctor.
But he's a doctor. And
Yeah, but they don't think like that, right? That's why I said in the beginning of the show, it needs to be a dietitian and an herbalist right behind Dr. Fauci, right?
Right.
Because I know he's not going to say that. And it's no excuse that we should not have in America, and we have a meal plan in America. Just ask any school that's shut down. We have a meal plan. A dietitian created that meal plan.
Yep, you're right.
It's no excuse.
Let me speak to that. Okay, so these huge companies, Tyson, any and all big dairy companies, all of these big companies that produce eggs and all of that, right? These people pay our government through their lobbies to create, hey, this is what the FDA says is approved. This is what the diet should be for the American person. You see what I'm saying?
They definitely do it for the education system. They definitely partner with the education system to let them know what they need to eat.
Yeah, man. So,
They definitely-
that's why it's not needed.
Yeah, and
That's
Coco
why-
talked about it earlier by saying that the reason why they're not going to come on air and say, hey, let's destroy the meat farmers because I don't want y'all buying meat no more.
I'm not saying destroy
Yeah.
them, but I mean, come on, man. Y'all guys, listen, y'all meat farms, your dairy farms, y'all done make billions of dollars, man. Y'all, so you all will rather kill off your consumer. Listen to what I'm saying, Eric. You're telling me you would rather kill your consumer off right now than to tell them, hey, don't eat our stuff right now. Y'all gonna come back to me. You coming back.
Right.
3 weeks, I can sit and wait. I'm patient.
But see, what they were, I believe, and again, this is maybe my own little partial conspiracy, but our older people are living way longer than anticipated. So, you know, and this really having a really catastrophic effect on these people. So, because you got more younger folks that's going towards a cleaner diet. That's why you see all of the vegan restaurants popping up.
Yep.
and things like that, and all the smoothie places popping up. That because that's what they're going to. They're not following what grandma did and cooking with all the lard and all of that. So they're going away from that. So I think that you don't have a dietitian or herbalist or anybody up, you know, advocating for a cleaner diet because they got people in their pocket saying, no, you can't get up there and say that. You can't get up there and say that.
So just kill the people off? Okay.
You leave it, you giving them a choice. Not kill them off.
intentionally, but at the
you're
same
giving them
It
time-
sounds intentional to me.
Well, of course.
It looks intentional to me.
Of course, because you're looking at it from it's pure stupidity and why all these people with these educated Harvard grads, medical and all that stuff like that. Why are they not saying this? And it's just because of habit and just the Americana of it.
Yeah.
The triple cheeseburger, the Escalade,
Yeah.
the you know what I mean, the yachts, you know what I
Yeah.
mean. It's just our
cigars.
personality to like big stuff. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In abundance.
Abundance.
That's our culture. Abundance. You
Hey,
know what I
listen.
mean?
Right.
Yeah. Look.
Into wheat grass. They don't want to hear that.
Right,
Hey,
right.
hey, listen, y'all. We got one of my friends, D Webb, who is currently quarantined at home. Guess what? With the coronavirus. All right. He just shot me a text. We're gonna call him. Is that all right with everybody?
You wanna
Maybe
call him?
Call him. Yeah. Just see how he's doing.
Okay. Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
All right. So.
Hey, Bill.
Hey, what's up, D Webb? How you doing, man? Life Choice Health and Wealth. Khalil here. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm glad for all those different natural remedies that you tell me to get because I mean we can go into it over and over, but the elderberry, the zinc, the vitamin C. I'm not going to ever give up that regimen. I can tell you that.
Thank you, man. Thank you. And I really appreciate. Listen, this is my brother. We go back 20 plus years, me and Donnell. And I mean, we were bumping heads a little bit the last few days, and I was telling him, "Don't make me come out there." You know.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you, it's just like this. We like I said, we go back some years, man. You guys are doing your own podcast, man. I was so when you sent me that link some time ago, I was like, wow. And then I like to see people get out there, and if they have a message, to get it to the people, man. You know.
Yeah.
This is your way of getting your message out, and whether you know it or not, it's a ministry that you actually have inside of you to help. And people, I'm not trying to be deep and all that kind of stuff because I don't know, your listeners might not be, on that kind of thing, but it's not about just a church thing. A ministry, it means to help. Or
Yeah.
a minister means a helper. And man, I just want to thank God for you being a helper. With the COVID-19 / coronavirus, only thing I can say is my heart goes out to, of course, Captain Parnell and his family. Also, man, it hit me kind of hard with Donna Faye Collins, man.
Yeah.
You know, everybody listens to him on the radio.
DJ Donna Faye.
DJ, man,
Yeah.
It's like this, man. You got to take care of your body. This is before this virus, you know?
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
this out here. There were times that we didn't eat good.
That you're right. You're absolutely right. I gained a lot of weight. I gained
We were at Coney Island.
Yep.
We were at chili fries, and at the end of the shift, we were drinking beer, you know?
Yeah.
But we didn't take care of ourselves.
You're right.
And I believe that kind of eating, that kind of malnutrition eating,
Yeah.
cause you to have problems when you get in your 50s now. I'm 54.
Yeah.
I had to turn my life around for other reasons before because I could start cooking my own food, you know?
Yes.
Because when I would go out to get food and it would be either too salty or it just wasn't up to my taste. And that caused me to have high blood pressure. So when I had high blood pressure, I gained weight, I was up to 300 pounds almost. Doctor told me these exact words. He said, you can lose the weight or you can die early.
Wow.
Now, which one do you want?
Wow.
Wow. Donnell, when you went to the doctor, tell us about them explaining the symptoms that you had, the percentage of coronavirus that you had.
Yeah, no, listen to this. The doctor said, so they swab your nose, you know, and everything, and he says you have 75% of the symptoms of the coronavirus. That became confusing to me because, you know, you gotta wait for the test and all this kind of stuff, but he said you got 75% of the symptoms, which was the heart, the shortness of breath, the temperature. I'm gonna tell you something about that temperature. That my temperature was 102 the first day, and then I took it upon myself because I knew I sweated that night 3 t-shirts.
Wow.
I had to get up in the middle of the night and change t-shirts. And when I say it was wet, you couldn't put it back on. It was just damp. So I said, wait a minute, what's going on? So I went to the doctor, and they said, well, my temperature was now down to like 101, and he said, you have the symptoms of 25% of it. So I said, okay, doc, now what is that telling me? He said, well, you don't have the coronavirus as of yet. He told me that this professional MD says, but you will get it. I said, wow.
White coat.
You know, I mean, that's pretty heavy. That was pretty heavy. I said, I will get it? I mean, you don't have no positive, I won't get it, you know?
Yeah.
He said, no, because your immune system, now watch this, your immune system has sunk so low because of the temperature, you can't fight anything. So that's when I said, okay, you know, I understand doctors and I respect medicine and science, but it had to be something else. And watch this, the only thing they gave me was a albuterol, Tylenol, and that was it.
And sent you home, right?
And sent me home.
And told you to what? Quarantine for what?
14 days.
Now check this out.
So
Well, me and Don, we've been talking for the last few weeks since he's heard about Life Choice Health and Wealth. So I don't know if you called me or I called you, Don. I don't know what happened, but one of us reached out to one another, and I know I said, "Hey, brother, how you doing?" He started.
I believe I reached out. The reason why I reached out because I was so shocked that you were into herbal solutions,
Yeah.
herbal medicine.
Yeah.
And I was like, my grandmother brought me up on that, and she lived to be in her late 80s, and she was planting in gardens and carrying 40-pound bags of topsoil planting at a, and I'm talking about an old 80-plus-year-old woman that been on herbs since she was born in 1903.
Wow.
Her mother was a slave,
Yeah.
and her great-grandmother come from Africa. So these things came that she knew all these herbs and stuff were growing in the backyard. I used to just play around with it. I didn't care nothing about it, but it had to have something to it. But brother, when you said something about building that immune system, and I think I heard one of your podcasts, and you said it all starts in the gut, and it was about the gut was like your second heart, and that thing stuck with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It stuck with me.
Okay.
So I said, okay, I'm gonna try this, and I got that elderberry. I mean, you got to search for it now, man.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you put it out there or somebody put it out there, but brother, you can't hardly find this stuff.
Yeah, but you're feeling better?
Listen, 10 days ago, I couldn't do this. I don't know if you can hear it, but watch this.
Wow.
My man.
That is a take in breath and an out breath that was causing me pain to no degree.
Okay. All right.
I took some that elderberry, and I drunk that, and I kept on. I made a hot tea out of it.
Yes.
And I drunk it as hot as I could do. And immediately something I can feel it's weird. You can feel it in your bloodstream. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then I found out that the vitamin C that people, you gotta watch where you go and get some of this stuff, because I don't want to call no big box names out there, but just because they have a national name,
Yeah, don't mean nothing.
to get vitamin C, that you gotta read them ingredients.
Get-
It might be 10% vitamin C and 90% bullcrap.
And I told you to get the ascorbic acid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got the vitamin
so-
C. I got the zinc.
Yep.
I got the garlic.
Yep.
Just garlic. I boiled the garlic.
Yep.
This is nasty. I ain't gonna lie. It's nasty.
I told you it was gonna be nasty.
Oh my God.
Yeah. When were you diagnosed compared to where you are now?
10 days ago. Now, I took my test on the 17th. I couldn't move
I remember.
this house. I couldn't get dressed. Y'all hear me? It took me 20 to 30 minutes just to get properly dressed because I was out of breath getting dressed.
Yeah.
Now, I asked that doctor. Now, he said I don't have the coronavirus. What bothered me was, I believe it was you or somebody got a hold of me, and the same thing that they gave Captain Purnell, it's the same thing that they gave me.
Yeah.
And then Captain Purnell died 2 days later.
And I told you.
This did not sit well with my psyche. So, even you're an herbalist, but it's also mentally, you have to be, let me tell you, here's where I was. I had already called the funeral home. Husband funeral home in Wayne. I
Wow.
called them.
Wow.
I told them, if I do not make it, this is my wishes. I'd never done that before. I planned funerals for family members. I paid for funerals for family members. I've been through the casket room for family members. But now it's my turn. And that was the psyche that I had, because they gave Captain Purnell, he's 50 years old. I'm 54. He, Buterol, Tylenol, sent him home, this and the other, quarantine, watch it, social distance, and he dies 2 days later? What?
Yeah.
So you can imagine my mindset. And then with Donafade Collins passing away, it just put me in a tailspin. I started to say, okay, now, if I got some time left on this earth, God's grace, I'm going to take that. But whatever I can take with the knowledge of people, of herbalists and doctors and stuff, I'm listening and not being ignorant. I got upset because I said I was done with this. I went to Afghanistan.
Yeah, he a soldier.
Been through PTSD of 80% disability as of right now. So when people have this kind of problem, when pain hits your body, it's another dimension. The medication that they give you in Afghanistan for malaria is the medication that they're trying to pump now. That medication, and now I'm just going to tell you all this. You can consult with your
PSTT.
night sweats, and delusion. And I'm in the middle of Afghanistan, in Kandahar, Afghanistan, with all kind of weapons around me, with thousands of troops that are taking this medication.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? So
Yeah.
now I watched this thing on TV. They say we're going to pump this medication. We're going to try that medication. We're going to rush the vaccine. Let me tell you something. Would you take a vaccine that the first doctor said it's going to take 14 months to come up with a vaccine, and then someone says, "Oh, we're going to rush that vaccine"? Now think about it. Would you eat a cake that you know this cake is going to take an hour or so to bake, but I'm going to take out some ingredients and I'm going to get this cake to you, and it's going to be in 15 minutes. Would you eat it?
Right.
So I have to look at something. Listen, God has medicine in the leaves of the tree.
Thank you.
There's a Bible verse somewhere. Don't get me to quoting, but God has medicine. Think about it. If He created your body, He can create medicine that can heal your body. Now, I'm a true believer. I'm a true believer of the body can heal itself. I believe that. I've broken bones. I've been in car accidents. I've been through a lot, and your body can heal itself. But if you abuse the body that He gave you, McDonald's, Burger King, if you abuse the body that He gave you, when it's time for your body to fight, you're in a mess. Now, with the elderberry, with the zinc, with the vitamin C, I got upset with because I said, listen, man, you got to have that stuff in your body before you get sick.
That's exactly what he told me.
Wrong way.
What'd I tell you?
You thinking wrong way. If I could fill the tub up with elderberry juice, I would just sit in it.
Hey, man, listen. I'm so glad you my brother in arms. I love you, Donnell. I'm glad that we had to fight about it, but we got through it, you know.
Yeah.
And whatever you need, you already know, man.
I know. I said, listen, man, I think you should come up. I don't know if you have it yet, but you need your own website store. You know, like it should be health food store. You know, you need to have your own website. We can order stuff.
Okay.
Come up with because the doctor.
Yeah, his website will be up with the store and everything the beginning of April. So he has all that.
See, the doctor didn't give me no meal plan. No, they don't give you. They say, well, here, take Tylenol. Imagine this. I took Tylenol for 10 days straight.
Yeah.
That tear your stomach up.
To me.
Yeah.
Tear your stomach up.
Destroy your lining of your stomach.
I'm constipated. It was irritable. I was going through something. I've never taken medicine.
Yeah.
Pills.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
For 10 days, because that was an instruction from a doctor.
Yeah.
Here's what I believe. They don't really know how to stop it.
We said that on Life Choice Health and Wealth. Now, Donnell, when I said this to you, brother, I said, what meal plan did they give you to eat? What you tell me?
Say it again.
I said, what meal plan did they give you to eat?
They give me nothing.
Exactly.
Well, basically said, don't take no dairy. I said, but I wasn't a dairy. I gave up cheese. It's been a good 15 years. I gave that up on my own because it was just not working for me.
And they didn't want you to take dairy because of the side effect that with the pills that they were giving you.
Yeah, because it builds up inflammation in your body. And I said, well, that was no problem for me. But I said, okay, well, doc, what should they don't want to tell you. And I looked in this doctor's eyes, man. And he, to be honest, young brother, he maybe Pakistani, but he told me, he said, basically, without telling me, they send you home to die.
There you go. And that's what I'm telling these people.
They send you home to die, and they have to make a decision who lives
And who
gets
dies?
a bed, and who gets a respirator, and who gets an IV. They have to make a decision, and that's what they went to school for. But they have to make a decision. And when he looked at me, he said, "There's nothing." These words, "There's nothing else we could do." I would like to have those words come to you when they were just a couple of months ago. I was healthy and vibrant and running and working out, and then they tell you nothing else we can do. Like, you got stage 4 cancer.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. I said, wait a minute. When this thing hit, when I saw that Chief Craig has now contracted coronavirus, I said, wait a minute, man. And God bless them. I understand people say, wash your hands. You know, I mean, you should always wash your hands. But this thing, if you wasn't washing your hands before the coronavirus, it's a shame on you. You know, your mom and your daddy told you to wash your hands.
Right.
But this thing, you breathing in.
Yeah.
Now, here's what I didn't understand. They said, well, you know, get outside, get some air. What? Wait a minute. You just said the coronavirus is an airborne disease. And you're telling these people, I'm watching them on TV, y'all get outside and enjoy the walk and enjoy the, what? Well, I mean, you make up your mind, because if you breathe in this stuff. Now, I did something drastic, and it's not, let me do this. I took a blow dryer.
Oh yeah.
And I put this blow dryer in my nose. As hot as I could get it. 15 minutes off and on with this blow dryer. I got up, went to the toilet, and got on my knees. And my nose drained something terrible. I didn't even want to blow it in a napkin. I just let it drain, and I blew it directly in the toilet. And I believe whatever was in my sinus cavity area was broken up. I couldn't talk this strong 10 days ago. I could not breathe this strong 10 days ago. The elderberry is helping, I believe, is helping with my immune system. For the first time, I actually felt like cooking. I got salmon, asparagus that I want to try to put together. But
Good clean food.
say it again.
I said that's good clean food. I see you making your smoothies.
Oh man, them smoothies.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all, all your listeners, man, that smoothie thing, that green, go green, that green smoothie. You know, well, you just got, you know, I had kale, I got dandelion herbs, I was getting every kind of green.
He went and got the
It was
bitter roots.
horrible. But you know what? My stomach's not upset.
Right. Right.
Because that Tylenol, I think did something to my colon.
Well, listen, I got a remedy for that too, man. So
I believe it.
once I wanna thank you for spending time with us today, man. Thank you for your testimony. We gonna call you back next week. Matter of fact, hopefully next week you can be here sitting with us and telling the people, you ain't got your test back yet, but you're 75% of the symptoms. And hopefully next week you'll be here to sit with us, man.
And that's the funny thing about it. You know, I called him about the test. I said, hey, I've been waiting on the test. I've been waiting by my phone. Was I supposed to call y'all? Were y'all supposed to call me? I'm sorry, Mr. Webb, but we can't find it. What?
Yeah.
You can't find it.
They overwhelmed. They're overwhelmed.
What do you mean? This is what you said on the phone?
Yeah.
I called the number. I said, you can't find it.
Wow.
She said, yes, and everyone else that got the test on the 17th, just give us some time. We're going to catch up. Catch up?
Yeah.
I'm lost. I'm lost for words. But you know what, Bill, I thank you and your crew, bro. And yes, I'm going to be good. I'm going to get better.
That's right.
I'm getting better every day.
That's right, my man.
All right, man.
All right, fam. Love you, man.
God bless all of y'all.
Okay. We'll holler at you.
Love you.
All right. Love you too, family.
All right.
Peace. Now, that was a good friend of mine, brother in arms.
Repeat the actual juice that you told him to drink. What is that?
The concoction he is currently using, you can find all this in the stores, the fruit markets.
It's called Elderberry?
No, it's called elderberry.
Elderberry.
Elderberry. I had him. He's taking a little vitamin C. He's taking a little zinc. He's taking dandelion root, which is part of the some of the bitter root. And we'll get into an episode of that. Like I said earlier, it's some holistic people out here ain't worried about no coronavirus.
Right.
It's some healers out here ain't worried about the coronavirus. It's some people that's, certified, uncertified herbalists. They're not worried about this thing right now. I'm not worried about this thing. I tell my family, and this is my family, don't worry about this. We're going to get through this. This is the apocalypse serious. Stay mentally healthy first. He went through almost a mental breakdown. He became depressed. He gave up. He was like, man, we are you know about this, Darius.
Yep.
I said, I'm sitting here arguing with my brother. Now, I didn't know he went and did the thing about, getting his will together and all that. But like I said, we're soldiers, man. And soldiers, we have a mentality. We're going to die on our shield, right? You're not going to understand it if you don't have that mind state. Right.
That's one of the things that I brought out at the beginning of the podcast, was talking about your mind. This thing, the mind controls the body. If your mind is weakened, your body's not going to fight.
Yeah.
Your body's not going to fight. So you're not going to believe in anything that you're doing. If you, like Choice Health and Wealth, if you believe in what we're saying, first of all, you got to get your mind together. Get your mind together. I'm not saying don't watch Fox News and CNN. Watch it. Let it be what it is. Let it be something that's informing you of what's going on. But as far as your mind and your will, you have to get yourself in a mindset to work out and to do things that's going to keep you healthy.
Yeah. Now,
every day. 30, 45 minutes every day. I don't care if I'm tired, whatever the case may be. I'm doing it. You got to have that fight mentality.
You have to.
And then all the other things that we're addressing on the podcast, as far as eating right and things like that, you incorporate that. And you're going to benefit.
Yeah.
But the mind first.
So I'm glad Donnell, shared his testimony with us. Now think about that. That was 11 days ago.
Right.
He was on his deathbed.
Yeah.
That doctor told him he had 35% immunity and 75%.
Well, he had
coronavirus
immunity.
You get what I'm saying?
75%.
He was 75% coronavirus symptoms,
right.
And he was 35%. His immunity was 35%. He was gonna, go home and die. Wow. So my truth is that. My truth is some of y'all ain't coming out y'all houses. Y'all don't wake y'all asses up. Get this out. Life Choice Health and Wealth. Get this out. Okay. Now. That's all we got. Hopefully we talking about something new next week. All right.
All right.
I wanna give a special shout out to my brother. I am so proud of my brother, Dr. Mr. Now I gotta call him Dr. Reginald Hester. My brother out of NY. He just got his doctorate degree for education. So, Reggie. You go across the stage in Baltimore in July. I will be there. I told you last night. You got my word. I will see you in Baltimore walking across that stage. I'm so proud of you. You've made not only Black history, you've made American history. Okay? Because we come from a time where, we couldn't be doctors and things of that nature. Right? Mm-hmm. But to be a Black doctor is beautiful. To be a Black doctor is beautiful, man. I'm proud of you, Reg. So big ups to you. Also, one of my YouTube heroes, 300-pound runner. Oh, guy from my own heart right there. Hey, man, I love you, dog. He out of California. Hey, you are inspirational, man. I want to meet you one of these days. I want to get in some of your 5Ks and things like that. Y'all can go to 300poundandrunning.com or 300poundrunner.com. I don't know this brother, but I like what he's pushing. You are powerful, man. Keep pushing that agenda. Also, for movie of the week, since y'all at home, Madam CJ Walker. Listen,
yeah.
beautiful, well-written movie.
Yeah.
LeBron James, well money spent, brother. Well money spent. That was a beautiful movie. Octavia Spencer, if y'all don't give her a goddamn Oscar for that,
Whoa. Hello,
listen,
somebody.
y'all gonna see some hands from Khalil. Somebody better get that woman an Oscar. My main man, Blair Underwood. Hey, dog, I need to know your secret, man, because you still look like you 38 years old, and I know you about 100. Damn, brother, you doing it, man. I said, look at this dude. So, check that movie out.
Take care of yourself, folks. You know, we are quarantined right now, and someday this will pass over. But until then, eat healthy, eat responsibly, eat what you can to boost your immune system. You know, and just stay safe. You know, stay off the streets. I've seen people walking around all over the place yesterday. You know, standing at the stores, talking outside. Stay inside. You know, protect yourself.
Right.
Because you may not be as fortunate as the brother. You know.
I want to say, you're in quarantine. For some people that been in quarantine, you're in quarantine, but don't in quarantine your mind. Don't in quarantine your mind. We put the facts out here. My Choice Health and Wealth. I wasn't a part of the last. I believe it was the last 3 episodes. I think it was the last 3. 1 week I was quarantined. The other week we kind of had a hookup, but I'm here.
Cool.
So the thing of it is that I want people to don't quarantine your mind. Get your mind, wrap your mind around this. This is reality. Which some people, which my brother Khalil say, some people don't want to face it. Well, we gotta face it. You can't run from it. You just gave you the keys to better health and how to get yourself together during this pandemic. So listen to Life Choice Health and Wealth, and take care of yourself and be in a better mind for this week.
I would like to thank every person that takes the time out of their day to listen to this podcast. Thank you very, very much.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you.
And we are asking that you share our podcast with your friends and with your family. You are for sure to get a good laugh. But more important than that, you are for sure to learn something new every week.
I am gonna say for this week, I'm gonna rely on my team here to give me some strength and some support as I start this fast. And not that I'm doing it because of fear of what's going on, but I want a better health for my family. I want to continue the health of my family. We don't know anyone personally that it is affected, but it's around us, so we have to be better aware of what's going on. So I'm taking this time to be more financially responsible. I'm taking this time to be more health responsible. So let's rely on one another. Let's continue to gain information. Let's continue to follow this information because it's only going to make us more prepared and more knowledgeable about ourselves and what we need to do to protect ourselves and further protect ourselves. So continue to be safe, be careful, and listen to Life Choice Health and Wealth.
All right.
And I don't got time to eat right or anything like that. I'll make an attempt at whatever I'm getting fed in the house. But Life Choice Health and Wealth, we have the website coming and the shop, and we're pretty much on every platform: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Tune in now. We're on Spotify.
It's official.
It's all official. We're on the Apple Podcast. We're on SoundCloud also, and then we're on YouTube, and it's about to get even more shiny.
All right, my man.
So I'll be doing this for like 20 hours a day. So I'm hoping that you guys don't catch the COVID because I ain't got time to that.
I'll fix you. You'll be fine. I'll fix you. All right, listen, y'all. It was it was a group of several prolific men. It was the year 1992. They were poets, master poets. swordsmen of sorts. Okay? They made a song called Protect Your Neck. All right? Y'all need to go listen to that. We out of here. Wu-Tang. Life Choice Health and Wealth. Bong bong. Peace.
It's a mess. He said, what can you do?